As per the provisions given by Income Tax Authority of 1961, we are supposed to deduct the TDS on certain incomes. Withdraw from National Savings Scheme up to 2,500, it is exempt. If he is withdrawing more than 2,500, then they will be charging 10% TDS on the income. Payment to an individual contractor whose total payment during financial year is 1,50,000. Hello everyone, I am Arun Kumar, lecturer in Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Dear students, welcome to this new session on the topic Tax Deducted at Source and Advance Tax. So this topic is there for B.B.A 6th semester students who are studying under University of Mysuru. So in this particular session, dear students, we will be discussing about tax deducted at source, and in the next session we will be discussing about advance tax. So what is this tax deducted at source? So tax deduction at source is all about deducting the tax at the source where the person is earning the income. So tax deduction at source in India is a means of collecting tax on income, dividends or asset sales by requiring the payer or the legal intermediary to deduct the tax due before paying the balance to the payee and the tax to the revenue authority. Under the Indian Income Tax Act of 1961, income tax must be deducted at source as per the provisions of the Income Tax Act 1961. See, if you look into this particular definition given by the Income Tax Authority, you will not get to know what is this tax deducted at source. So if you get to understand it in general, then you will understand what is this tax deducted at source. See, on few incomes, on few sources of incomes, you are supposed to pay tax to the government while you are earning that income. Okay, for example, gambling. Okay, for example, gambling, that is card games or TV games or horse race. So you'll go for horse race. Okay, it is legal actually, it is legal, horse race. So there you bet for like 1 lakh rupees of prize. Okay, you purchase a ticket which worth 1 lakh rupees of prize. So you paid say 100 rupees to purchase the ticket. You paid 100 rupees to purchase the ticket and you won 1 lakh rupees of prize. How much you won? You won 1 lakh rupees of prize. So now what is the responsibility of that particular organizer? He is supposed to give you 1 lakh, right? So he will not 1 lakh rupees amount. He will not give 1 lakh rupees of amount. What he will do? He deduct 30% tax. What he will do? He deduct 30% tax on the winning amount of rupees 1 lakh. So what will be the 30% of 1 lakh? It is 30,000, right? What is the balance? 70,000, right? So what he will do, the organizer, he will not give you 1 lakh rupees of winning amount. He will deduct 30% of tax and he remit that 30% of tax to the tax authority and he will pay you the remaining balance of 70,000 rupees. So this system is called tax deducted at source. That means the source of income is winning from horse race. So from that source itself, they will be deducting 30% of tax from the person who owns the prize or the cash prize. So he'll deduct 30% of 30,000 and they'll give you the remaining amount of 70,000. So this TDS will be deducted on incomes, that is casual incomes, and on dividends on asset sales. That means if any asset is sold, on that asset also you are supposed to pay the tax at source of income. So who is liable to collect this tax? The person who is giving you the income. Okay, the person who is giving you the income, that person is supposed to deduct the tax and remit it to the tax authority. For example, horse race. So the organizer of horse race is liable to collect the tax of 30% and remit it to the tax authority. So this is how this TDS works. So as per the provisions given by Income Tax Authority of 1961, we are supposed to deduct the TDS on certain incomes. So the TDS will be deducted on certain incomes like casual income, dividends, interest received or sale of any assets. On those incomes, the TDS will be deducted. And the tax deducted at source, the TDS. So on what kind of items the tax will be deducted, the TDS will be deducted, and at what percentage the TDS will be deducted. So the first thing is salaries. So yes, salaries, average rate, for example, total income divided by 12 months equals TDS. That means on the total income, we will be calculating the tax amount, the total tax amount divided by 12 months. For example, on your total income, the tax amount will be like, for example, say 12,000. So 12,000 divided by 12 months, you are supposed to pay 1,000 rupees of advance tax. The TDS amount will be deducted. The 1,000 rupees of TDS amount will be deducted from your account, from your salary. So we don't have the percentage here. We are going to make it average for 12 months. Next one is premature withdrawn from employee provident fund. Premature withdrawn from employee provident fund. If he is receiving up to 50,000, need not to pay tax. If he is claiming more than 50,000, then he is supposed to pay 10% of tax. In case if the assessee fails to submit the PAN card details, then they will be deducting 20% of the PF amount withdrawn. How much they will deduct? They deduct 20% of the PF amount withdrawn. Next one is interest on securities. So interest on securities up to 10,000, it is exempt. They will not collect any TDS amount. If you are collecting more than 10,000, then they will be charging 10% TDS. Next, dividend received other than listed company. If any dividend is received from other than listed company, then up to 2,500, they will not be deducting. Then if it is more than 2,500, they will be deducting the TDS of 10%. Next, interest on bank deposit. So interest on bank deposit up to 10,000, they will not be deducting the TDS. If your income from interest on bank deposit is more than 10,000, then they will be deducting 10% TDS. Next one, interest on securities in registered firm. Yes, it is up to 5,000. Exemption is there. Then more than 5,000, 10% the TDS will be deducted. Next, winning from lottery, horse race, whatever. Winning from lottery, horse race, the TDS will be 30%. The TDS will be 30%. Next, payment to contractors. Payment to contractors. If he is an individual person, then it will be 1% on the total value. Then if it is for others, like for companies and all, they will be deducting 2% of TDS from the total value payable to the contractor. Moving forward, next one, insurance commission for agents. So up to 15,000, if any insurance agent, if he is receiving up to 15,000 commission, it is not deductible. The TDS is not deductible. If he is receiving more than 15,000, then they will be deducting 5% TDS and then they will be paying the remaining amount. Next, payment in respect of LIC policy to policy holders from company. So up to 1 lakh rupees, they will not be deducting any TDS. If it is more than 1 lakh, if they are paying more than 1 lakh, then they will be deducting 10%. Next one, withdraw from National Savings Scheme. Up to 2,500, it is exempt. If he is withdrawing more than 2,500, then they will be charging 10% TDS on the income. Next one, commission on sale of lottery tickets. Yes, up to 15,000, need not to deduct the TDS. If it is more than 15,000, then they will be deducting the TDS of 5%. Next, any other commission or brokerage up to 15,000, exemption is there. More than 15,000, 5% TDS. Next, transfer or sale of immovable property up to 50 lakh, they won't deduct TDS. If you are transferring the immovable property for more than 50 lakhs, then they will be deducting the TDS of 10%. If you are not ready to provide PAN card details, then they will be deducting 20% as TDS. Next one, rent paid on land and building by individuals. So rent paid, if you are paying more than 50,000 rupees rent, then 5% TDS will be deducted. If it is less than 50,000, then no TDS will be deducted. Next, professional or technical fees. So up to 30,000, they will not deduct TDS. If it is more than 30,000, then they'll be deducting 10%. So these are all the types of income what we have, and the exemption limit as well as the rate of TDS applicable on this kind of incomes. So let us solve few problems, so we will get to know what rate is applicable on what kind of income. The first problem, from the following details of income, compute TDS amount for each transition. So the first one, winning from lottery, yes, the TDS is applicable at the rate of 30%. Next, Mr. Sanju, agent of LIC, earned a commission of rupees 20,000. So what is the rate of TDS applicable? Just look into the LIC. Yes, here. How much? 10% is applicable. So here applicable at 10%. Next, rent paid on building rupees 48,000 per month. If rent paid for more than 50,000, if rent paid is more than 50,000, then the TDS is applicable. But here rent paid per month is less than 50,000, so no TDS is applicable. Next, LIC amount paid to the policy holder by company on maturity of rupees 4 lakhs. Yes, for this also TDS is applicable at the rate of 10%. Next, interest on bank deposit. Yes, it is more than 10,000. Yes, the TDS is applicable at 10%. Next, withdrawn of premature employee provident fund of rupees 53,000 without furnishing PAN details. So what rate of TDS is applicable? If we furnish the PAN details, then 10% is applicable. If he is not ready to furnish the PAN details, then 20% of TDS is applicable. Next one, winning from horse race. Yes, obviously 30% is applicable. Next, compensation for acquisition of land, rupees 2,60,000. Yes, 10% is applicable. Payment to an individual contractor whose total payment during financial year is 1,50,000. So for individual contractor, what is the rate of TDS applicable? It is 1%. So now let us solve the problem. Particulars, head of income, income, rate of TDS and TDS amount. So winning from lottery, yes, obviously it belongs to income from other sources. So income is 1 lakh. What is the rate of TDS applicable? 30%. If you compute 30%, you will get 30,000 rupees, right? Next one, commission from LIC. So 20,000, 5% is applicable and the rate of TDS is 5%. The value comes to 1 lakh rupees. Next, rent on building. So the rent is less than 50,000. So no TDS is applicable. Next, LIC amount paid. So he is receiving 4 lakh rupees. 10% is applicable. If you compute, 40,000 will be the TDS. Next one, interest on bank deposit. 20,000 is receiving and the rate of TDS applicable is 10% and the value comes to 2,000. Next one, withdraw of PF amount. Immature PF amount, 53,000 is receiving and rate applicable is 20%. Because he is not furnished the PAN card details, amount comes to 10,600. Next one, winning from horse race. So the value is 80,000 and 30% is the rate of TDS applicable. The value comes to 34,000. Next one, compensation for land acquisition, 2,60,000 what he is receiving and 10% is the TDS applicable and is supposed to pay 26,000 TDS to the government. Payment to contractor. So how much we are paying? 1,50,000 we are paying and the rate applicable is 1% and the amount is 1,500 rupees. So this is how we are supposed to calculate the TDS payable. Moving on to the next problem. In this problem, the first point, winning from puzzle. Yes, it is relating to casual game and 30% is applicable. Lump sum payment to a contract X Limited. That means a company. So here 2% of TDS is applicable. Next, dividend from a company other than listed company. Yes, 10% is applicable. Interest on securities. Yes, 10% is applicable. Commission earned by insurance agent, 40,000. So 5% of TDS is applicable. Sale of building, the value is not more than 50 lakhs. The value is not more than 50 lakhs, it is less than 50 lakhs. So no TDS is applicable. Withdraw from National Savings Scheme. So yes, it is applicable. Rent paid on building rupees 68,000 per month. So it is more than 50,000 per month. So TDS is applicable. LIC amount paid to the policy holder. Yes, TDS is applicable. Withdraw of premature employee provident fund 53,000. Yes, TDS is applicable. So let us solve the problem. So winning from puzzle, 50,000 is the income earned, 30% is the TDS payable. So value comes to 15,000. Next one, lump sum payment, a contractor X Limited, that means a company. So 40,000 what they paid and 2% is applicable. Amount comes to 800 rupees. Next one, dividend from a company other than listed company. Yes, 50,000 dividend they are receiving and 10% should be deducted. Value comes to 5,000. Next one, interest on securities, 15,000 what is earning, 10% is supposed to pay. Value comes to rupees 1,500. Next one, it is commission earned by an insurance agent. Commission earned by insurance agent, 40,000 rupees is earning and 5% TDS is applicable. 2,000 is the TDS amount. Next one, sale of building, it is 49 lakh, not more than 50 lakhs. So it is below limit, no TDS is applicable. Next one, withdraw from National Savings Scheme. Withdraw from National Savings Scheme. So 5,000 withdrawn, 10% is applicable. 500 rupees will be the TDS payable by the assessee. Next, rent paid on building. It is more than 50,000. So what is the rate applicable? 5% and 3,500. 3,400 will be the TDS payable. Next, LIC amount paid to the policy holder by company on maturity. So 2 lakh rupees they are paying, 10% they'll deduct, amount comes to 20,000. Next one, withdraw of premature employee provident fund. So 53,000 is withdrawing and 10% is applicable because we have to assume that the PAN card details is furnished. So 10% is applicable, you will get 5,300 rupees. So moving on to the next problem. From the following details of income, compute TDS amount for each transaction. So sale of land to a resident, rupees 55 lakhs. Yes, TDS is applicable. Without furnishing PAN card details, then 20% is applicable. If he furnishes the PAN card details, 10% is applicable. Compensation for acquisition of building, rupees 2,65,000. Yes, TDS is applicable. Commission earned on sale of lottery tickets. Yes. Technical fees collected, rupees 35,000. Yes. Winning from lottery, 40,000. Yes, applicable. LIC payment to a policy holder. Yes, applicable. Payment made to a contractor, Mr. B, is rupees 20,000. However, the total payment of the financial year is 1,50,000. Yes, on this 20,000, the TDS is applicable. Next, interest on bank deposits, 6,000. So no TDS is applicable because the interest received is less than 10,000. Next, winning from card games, yes, the TDS is applicable. So let us solve the problem. Sale of land, 55 lakhs and 20% TDS is applicable because it didn't furnish the PAN card details. So amount comes to 11 lakhs. Next one, compensation for acquisition of other sources. Acquisition of other sources, 2,65,000 is the value, 10% is the applicable TDS and 26,500 will be the TDS value. Next one, commission earned on sale of lottery tickets. So it is less than the limit, 12,000. So no TDS is applicable on commission earned on sale of lottery tickets. Technical fee collected, yes, 35,000. 10% will be the TDS rate and 3,500 will be the value. Next one, winning from lottery, 40,000 is the amount earned, 30% is the TDS and 12,000 will be the value. Next, LIC payment. So 1 lakh is the amount received, 10% is applicable and 10,000 is the TDS amount payable. Next one, payment to contractor 1,50,000, 1% is applicable and 1,500 rupees will be the TDS value. Interest on bank deposit 6,000, so less than the limit, so no TDS is applicable. Winning from card game 12,000 is the value, 30% is the TDS applicable and the value comes to 3,600. So this is how we are supposed to compute the TDS with respect to different kinds of incomes. So the thing is, you have to keep in mind about the rates applicable on different types of incomes. If it comes to casual incomes like card games, winning from horse race and all, it is 30%. If it comes to interest on bank deposits on securities, it is 10%. And if it comes to dividend received, it is 10%. And if it comes to payment to contractors, right, it is 1% for individual contractor and for companies it is 2%. And if it comes to commission to agents, lottery agents, it is 5%. So like this, you are supposed to keep in mind all the types of percentages which is relating to, deduction of TDS. So if you know the percentages, it will be very easy to solve the problem. And compulsorily you'll get this question for 10 marks in your exam, in your main exam. So please concentrate on this particular types of problems and it is very easy to solve. Need not to worry much about it. Just you have to keep in mind the percentages applicable on different types of incomes. So with this, I'll wind up the session. I'll come up with new topic in the upcoming session. Until then, thank you all.